Well, what we're going to be talking about today is these things here, anamorphic lenses, and how we put those anamorphic lenses onto a camera like the Canon C70. Now, you might go, hey, look, that's pretty cool. We can just do what we always do, and we use this little device right here, which is the speed booster. And this, what it does is it takes a full frame lens like this, right, which has a quite a large image circle, and this little thing here magnifies it down onto the S35mm lenses, and Bob's our uncle, we're all good to go. Well, that does work, and it works with this lens. This lens actually clips onto that there, and then if we get the C70 and we take off the little nozzle here and we put that one on there, boom, we're good to go. And this works absolutely fantastic. This 45mm Blazar Remus lens with the speed booster and the Canon C70 all works lovely, and I've shot some content like that with this camera. Now, the problem comes is that not all the anamorphic lenses, even from the same company, are the same, and we have a number of options. You can buy S35 lenses for these cameras in PA mounts and EF mounts, and then we can use just a straight through adapter. We don't need to use the speed booster, and it all works tickety-boo, right? But there is this lens here, and there is other lenses like this, and what it is they have this extrusion here, right? If you compare it to, let me get this other lens off right here so I can show you guys, and we'll see the difference. There you go. You see this one's got this little extension here on the back. Now, unfortunately, that hits the glass on the speed booster. So this one here, which is this is actually one of the really nice lenses from Blazar, the 33mm lens. It's quite sharp. It's quite a minimal focus distance, and it gives quite a really nice wide view perspective. And I love the way when you pan with it, it almost looks like the edges are going faster than the center. It kind of gives, you either like it or you don't like it, but I like it, right? So I like using this lens, but because of this massive protrusion on the back, it doesn't fit on the C70. So you go, holy cow, it doesn't work because it hits the glass. Now, you go, can we use an adapter, an EF to RF adapter? Well, not really, because even the proprietary ones that you buy from Canon, this thing here hits where the connections are, the electronic connections in the adapter, still doesn't fit, right? So you can't even use this lens here with a normal through Canon EF to RF adapter. Doesn't work, and it's by a lot, right? It's not just, right? So you have to go out and buy something like this. Now, this is actually quite cheap. This is a RF to EF dumb adapter. It has no pins in it, and as you can see, it's like a big hole. And then you can put this on here when we get it in the right spot. I just better line it up properly. Where the hell? Here we go. Red dot to red dot. I put that on, and then it goes on to our Canon C70. Let me just show you that, and it all works. And we put it onto the Canon C70, and that all works. Okay, so we've got it on the camera, but we've still got a problem because this is a full frame circle, and we've only got an S35mm lens. So what we're going to do is we're going to be chopping off all of this anamorphic that's in the lens. Where are we? Anamorphic's going to be chopping all it off. So we're only going to get the small image in the center, and we're not going to get a lot of that anamorphic look that's on the edges of the lens. And it's not 33 anymore. I think it comes out to be close to the 45. So you go, well, I've already got a 45. I don't need another 35. So this is the problem. And this lens really can't be used in its full frame format on the C70, unfortunately, but it can be used on my R3s, which is what I use it on. It gives a nice image. So there is limitations to using the Canon C70, and that even applies with the PL mount as well. You have that restriction, but if you haven't got a PL mount that is actually a speed booster like this one here, I'm not too sure if one exists. You may be able to find one. But if you haven't got an adapter like this, it's still not going to work. But the 33 is still not going to work because it doesn't fit on a lot of adapters because of that protrusion so large. So that's some of the problems that are associated with using anamorphic lenses on the C70. But generally, if you know what you want, you can actually buy them. So if you're just using a normal dumb adapter, where's that one? Oh, it's actually on the camera. If you've got a dumb adapter, you can buy these ones here. This one I got from K&F, right? Because you don't need any focusing communications or anything like that. It's like not necessary. So you can buy something like this, right, for your anamorphic lenses. And a lot of the lenses, these budget anamorphics, have adapter, well, they call them an adapter, but they're a piece like this has got that fits on and makes it an EF, because I can take this off and actually turn it into a PL mount. It's just a piece that fits on the back and changes it from a PL to an EF, right? And this one here I had to do myself. The other ones I bought them and they did it for me. But because this has got this big protrusion, or even if it hasn't got a big protrusion, you can use these dumb adapters and use the EFs with them. But unfortunately, they're going to crop. But if you buy anamorphics that are specifically made for S35, which Blazar do make, I think they make one that's not a 33, it's a 35, I think, and it's a S35. So if you know that you're going to be using it exclusively for the C70, you just get the right lenses and then you just buy an adapter like this. This I think was $10 or $20 Aussie. So they're dirt cheap, and it's just a hole basically. So that's how you can get your anamorphics on your C70, and it kind of works most of the time, but there is some limitations. And the limitations are not really being driven by the camera. It's being driven by the way that they're making these lenses with these massive protrusions on the back, which cause all sorts of issues with ND filters, speed boosters like this, because they stick out so much. And it's quite massive. I'd probably say it's like a centimetre. It sticks out, so it's quite a lot. Anyway, guys, if you have any more questions about anamorphics or the C70 and using them together, just drop them down below, and hopefully I'll see from my experience if I can answer those for you.